The opening to any video game is essential. It needs to grab the player in, it needs to show them what to expect, it needs to introduce the world and the characters. Think of some of the best openings to any games you've played. I think of the time trial and the boat mission on Call of Duty Modern Warfare. I think of the plane crash and then the going to Rapture to see it's destroyed in Bioshock. I think of storming Mount Olympus with the Titans in God of War 3. Even more modern, I think of fighting Sandman in Marvel Spider-Man 2. All of these games have brilliant openings that show the gamer this is what's going to happen and some key aspects. But I recently played a game where the start was so bad, it made me question my life. It made me want to go outside and rethink, do I even like video games? And that is Forspoken. The opening sequence of the game somehow introduces the story, the combat, the mechanics, the world, and it makes me hate nearly every single one of them. It is done so poorly that everything it tries to do to engage the player just completely flops. So the game starts with our main character, Frey. She's in court representing herself.
Now, before we begin, you have so
Here we get
much
some of Frey's
potential.
backstory about her troubled past
I can do so much
and
more
how
with my life.
the court could lock her up for a long time because she's a repeat
So
offender.
much anger and resentment in you. I'm not
But
sure
for
you
some
ever amount to
reason, the
anything
judge
at all.
has leniency for her. Even though
Truth
during
hurts.
the entire engagement,
But
Frey is
in the
a
holiday spirit,
snobby,
I'm going
entitled,
to give you
she's
an
just
early
plain
present.
mean to this
not
judge
to
who's
consider.
trying to bail her out of a situation which a normal judge
I'm
wouldn't
going to
have.
release you under the condition you
And
serve
even
120
after all
hours
of that,
community service.
Frey doesn't say,
Finally,
thank you for
I
helping
will
me.
not be
For
offended.
someone who I'm going to
Clear?
be spending 20 plus hours playing as, that's not a good way to introduce someone. Even flawed characters can be introduced with a bit of semblance of goodness in them, or that the character will change. But Frey doesn't have any of that to begin with. Immediately after court, she is jumped by
Lisa.
the Wu-Tang Clan.
Lisa?
Or at least people dressed like the Wu-Tang Clan who are after her dollar bill. They're angry that she didn't manage to steal a car for their boss, so they start jumping her.
I'm
Frey manages to somehow pull some pocket sand out of nowhere and throw it into one of the assailants' eyes, who the lackeys all of a sudden become bumbling fools and struggle to chase this 5'8" girl through the streets of New York. After parkouring her way through the New York City streets, Frey then gets into her apartment. And when I say her apartment is depressing, it is the most depressing video game
My favorite
housing
kids.
I've seen since Ethan's in Heavy Rain. Like, she has just a mattress on the
stare at you
floor.
guys all day.
She has a TV that looks 60 years old. And the one thing she says she likes in the house is a display case of 3 shoes. She's using cardboard to cover the windows. Can't she sell some of the shoes to buy a pair of curtains? She then talks about her plan to escape. How she needs to save up enough money to escape with her cat, Homer, away from New York. Immediately after saying this, though, she reveals she's got a duffel bag full of paper money. I don't know much about New York prices, but I think she has enough money in that duffel bag for a single bus ticket out of New York City. If her plan is just to escape and leave everything behind, she can just hop on a bus and leave. She's got a high school diploma, but no, instead, she decides to have a sleep.
Shit!
And lo and behold, her house gets
Homer!
burnt down
Girl, come
by
on, we gotta
the
go!
bumbling fools following her. I say the bumbling fools, but they somehow managed to write "found you" on her window so she can read it from inside of her house. So someone either broke in to set fire, or they managed to write perfectly backwards on the glass, which is a very impressive skill. During the fire, Frey makes one of the most stupid decisions I've seen a video game character ever make. She has her duffel bag of money on the floor. Instead of picking it up to look for a cat, she says, "Gotta find the cat first." You can carry a bag around the apartment whilst also looking for something. You can't just have one thing in your hand at a time. Because of this, she loses her duffel bag of cash, leaving her homeless, and she has to give a cat to the judge. So now she has literally nothing in the world.
Good.
From here, she sat on top of a crane, contemplating life for about 5 minutes until she sees something sparkly and pretty which she wants to steal. So, using her instincts, she breaks into a building again, even though the judge has warned her that it'll be her last chance, and she touches a magical gauntlet. This magical gauntlet then bonds with her, or binds with her, and isekais her to another world. From here, we get some of the worst buddy, jokey dialogue that I have seen since The Last of Us Season 2. When you think of this is going to be her companion, which she gives a stupid nickname, Cuff, you think of Jack and Daxter, Ratchet and Clank, Joel and Ellie, Drake and Sully. You think of all these brilliant buddy partnerships, but there's just no chemistry there at all. It is so cringy to just listen to them have this back and forth that's so forced and so horrendous. Once you have your new buddy that you can now do magic with, she finds her first enemies, and she finds them in the most stupid way possible. There is a wolf-sized creature just burrowing next to her. She's a city girl. She's from New York.
Hey,
City people usually aren't afraid of animals that are bigger than rats.
Seriously.
But she approaches it like it's a
Why
dog.
are you so
Like,
freaked out by this fella?
that thing's like half your size. Like, that's terrifying. But she approaches it thinking it's harmless, but uh-oh, it's a killer demon beast that's got a massive glowing weak spot. So now we have our combat tutorial. The game's combat works best in this scenario where it lasts about 2 minutes. So it's quite an okay introduction to the combat. So from here, we have the worst interaction so far. It sounds as if it's an A-level college film.
Well, definitely with my
Honestly, it's the writing's that bad.
We did.
I just move shit with my mind.
Perhaps our connection has somehow awoken some abilities.
I just moved shit with my mind.
I just keep hearing I.
I just move shit with my freaking mind! Yeah, okay, that is something I do now. I do magic, talk to sentient cuffs, kill jacked up beasts. You know what? I'll probably fly next.
Now you're just being ridiculous.
Oh, that's too far. Good to know there's a line.
If you could just master these new abilities, with my help, of course.
Did you not just see me take out that gnarly beast?
We then get to explore a little bit of the world where, for some reason, like every game nowadays, Frey's Cuff has
So much
a
for clean air and bright
detective
skies.
vision
I
pulse
try to
scan.
escape to someplace
That's a
better,
gimmick
and
in
where do I
games
wind
that I
up?
hate.
Someplace 10
But
times
fair
worse.
enough. Looting, fighting some more smaller enemies, and then we get onto a mid-size enemy. And even the mid-size enemies take so much health. Like, the combat's so repetitive for mid-size enemies. And it's so boring just to walk in circles and fire over. But after the weakest part of the opening,
Okay,
we have
this is awesome.
one of the parts of the game that I
aim.
really, really like, and that is you learn some traversal magic. And the ability to dash and leap over
I
buildings,
could
and
run like the wind, and
it
I'm not even
genuinely
getting tired.
is fun and flowy. And it just reminds you that
Where the hell are
there
we
is
now?
something under all the crap that is actually
Hello?
quite
Anyone home?
good.
Say something
But
if you can hear me.
it's quickly ruined because
Well,
not
let's
too
keep
long
looking.
after you get that,
You should
you
probably
fight
keep an eye
your
out for somewhere
first
to rest,
boss.
too.
And this first boss, this dragon, looks cool, yes, but it just takes so damn long. Like, it's not even hard. I played the game on normal, so it's not like I'm playing on like a hard difficulty. But you just press circle with R2 over and over again. When it glows, you press circle. When it glows red, you hold circle.
You're about to
And
get badly bitten.
You were saying?
Frey's magic attack, she only has
Keep at it. I think
the
you're
R2, which is so... It's just so
That's not doing
boring. You can do simplified combat for fun. Think of the Batman Arkham games.
Whoa, did you
That
see
combat is quite simple. It's just a couple buttons and gadgets. Forspoken just does it in such a way where it's a chore to fight anything that has a health bar. After the tutorial boss fight, you get a visually appealing cutscene, and then we get more talking.
Are you all right?
Honestly, this game
think
does
so.
talking between characters so poorly. Banjo and Kazooie has more enthralling communication between characters, and they just make random noises.
Well,
Genuinely,
find out if you don't go and see.
in my first playthrough of the game, if I didn't have the ability to skip cutscenes, I would have given up on this first section.
Hey, over here.
But for you guys,
We're safe.
I suffered through it without skipping the cutscenes.
Hey,
So,
fuck you calling
if you appreciate my effort,
Yeah, of course
could you
I
please leave a
speak,
like
because you're pointy
and
stick away,
subscribe if you want to see
asshole.
some more.
All right, move it.
So, she's back in court again, this time a magical court,
Who are you?
where they throw her in a prison cell. Somehow this prison cell is only slightly worse than her apartment.
Get up!
And she still wants to go back to New York. You have more in this magical world with a piss bucket in the corner than you do in New York City. So we have a cutscene, and then we have a split second
This is
of
going nowhere.
exploring the prison cell. I do not know why the game gave me control for about 20 seconds, just to then rip it away and give another cutscene. It's like the most stupid decision.
Because of
That
you, I'm
20
not getting
seconds
back
just
to
could have
You
been a 5-second cutscene. Frey gets broken out of prison by this
You're the one who
lady,
stood up for me in court.
Ardent.
Why are you doing this?
She is an exposition machine,
But we must hurry.
but she doesn't quite do it yet.
You're right.
First, we have to do a Call of Duty type forced stealth section. This gameplay is genuinely the worst stealth
God's
I have
direction.
seen
Come
in a
this way.
video game. And that is quite a feat. I played Gollum for this channel. It's even worse than like early Zelda stealth. It's so bad. And even worse, if you fail it, you don't get any animation after a tedious and some parts where there's weirdly long lingering shots. We finally break
You can
out.
speak freely here.
I say we break out. We go through a gate, and then all of a sudden is we should be able to talk freely here.
I'm Frey
There's
Holland.
about 10 meters away. All the guards are there. Like, what do you mean we can talk freely there? Like,
I don't know how to.
the guards can still
It's okay.
see you from
Boring
where you
story.
are, but
I'm over it.
Liar.
we've got to dump exposition. So we learn about stuff, about magic, about portals, about, oh,
father
maybe
was
I
a
can get back to New
notable
York. This takes
Cognizant.
forever.
Cognition.
And you are following
You say tomato,
her.
I say tomato. Tomato.
Try
tomato.
not to look like a kid with ADHD, because she walks
very
so
strange.
slowly. Why? Why is
Not
she walking so slowly? I'm doing laps around her in the game, just to keep myself entertained. Because I don't care what the character's saying, because it's just dross. Save it for a bit later. You don't need to do all your exposition
Here,
at
folks.
once. And then
Yes.
from here,
It was painted
we
in there
have
at one
2
of
more
the ancient
cutscenes, And then
Father was one of the
finally, we put our outfit on, we get the gear inventory screen, and I would say that is the opening done of the game. But you're still about 40 minutes of gameplay away from actually getting the open world map. I just couldn't, without skipping the cutscenes, the opening is so boring. I've never had
Now you look like one of us.
it's the worst conversations I've ever seen in a video game.
Where I go, they go. The kicks stay.
And it's not like Forspoken was written by AI or by a bunch of clowns. I seriously don't understand how Forspoken turned out so poorly. The story created by one of my favourite video game writers of all time. But then for some reason, the main writing was done by two people that didn't have the experience to write a AAA title. Like, this was meant to launch Square Enix's Western worldwide AAA game studio. But all Forspoken did after a month was make Square Enix absorb the studio back into itself. It just annoys me because after playing a couple more hours of Forspoken, the movement and the traversal and the graphics are good. Frey even as a character kind of becomes a bit more mellow. But I do skip every cutscene though, so I avoid all these awkward conversations and dialogue. I don't really even know what the hell's happening in the story anymore. I just run around, flying around the map, and that's fun. Forspoken was supposed to be this grand, epic adventure, but if the first 2 hours drive the gamer away, what's the point? And on the topic of Frey being a female lead, which I do think the video game industry needs more of, you need to write them believable. It's like you had a group of people in suits all saying, what do kids these days like? Shoes, yes, shoes. Cats, yes. Can they afford a nice place to live? No. And then just all nodding and yes-manning each other, being this committee where it's forming this atrocious character. A video game doesn't need more than one main writer and then maybe one to proofread it. You don't need all this fluff and all this middle management that is ruining AAA games. And I'm glad I skipped the cutscenes. She sounds like Sonic from the Sonic X cartoons. At the end of the day, it shouldn't matter who your main character is.
We're saved.
It doesn't matter if they're a marsupial on another planet, a man, woman, god, even a shape. You should be able to relate to some of the aspects of the character. And Frey just has nothing to her. She doesn't feel like a human being. I'm Callum, this is Off the Chest. Leave some comments down below about really bad video game openings, and I will see you next time.